insurance purposes.
Got contracts all over the place. Got one in the back and one in here.
I better make sure I shut the camera off on my phone.
Well. How you doing, buddy?
Who are these guys?
What?
Terry?
Dad, I'm going back there.
But I fixed it. Some things never change.
Last supper. Two X. What do you got for me, buddy?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, thank you.
So when they ask you about Terry Kurt, say, he give you shirt off.
The shirt off his back.
Literally, right?
You want this one too?
Hey, Elizabeth.
That was funny. I'll have to say now, he gave me the shirt right off his back.
Yeah, those are clean too, so you can put them right.
Want to put it on right now then, or?
It's up to you, but
Okay,
they're no longer.
all right. You do it or your wife do
I
it?
do my own one.
You do your own laundry, okay.
You might want to wash them before you wear them back.
No, they should be clean.
They should be.
Should be.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the East Dubuque City Council meeting. It's Monday, July 10th. I ask that you please turn off your cell phones during the meeting, and please be quiet during discussions. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Item 23-0701, call to order.
Belkin,
Here.
Bergmeyer,
Here.
Dagenhart. Mayor Digman,
Here.
Fleur, Meyer,
Here.
Roby,
Here.
Attorney Hess.
Present.
All right. 23-0702, recognition of Attorney Terry Kurt for his years of service in the city of East Dubuque. Terry, if you'd like to step forward.
What's going on here, Andy?
I don't know, surprise.
Keep your hands.
On behalf of the city, we want to thank you for all the years of service. What, 25 years that you're with us? We really appreciate that. You led us through a lot of things in the 25 years, and we just want to give you a little something of our token of appreciation.
All right.
Boy, you get everything.
We don't like this, Terry.
Yeah, was it a gun?
No.
They have to give that to you outside.
Yeah. Spent some money on that.
So it says, presented to Terry Kurt, attorney at law. Thank you for your many years of dedicated service. We are extremely grateful for the role you have played in our success throughout the years. As you move on into the next amazing chapter of your life, know that you will be missed. Know that our very best wishes and thoughts go with you. And know that you'll never forget we will never forget your professional expertise, mentorship, and your friendship from the citizens of the East Dubuque.
That means a lot. Can I get 3 minutes on the clock?
Yep.
3 minutes? I just wanted to say something.
Sure.
So it was September 1990 when I got a phone call from Mayor Tom Fleur, your
Uncle.
uncle, said they needed a new city attorney, and I just moved to Galena in 1990. So I showed up at the old police department, that's where City Hall was, and it was different back then. I sat behind the mayor, and there was Bob Bender, you were there, Randy, and Bob Neenan, and the meeting's going along, and got to a certain point, Mayor Fleur turned around to me and said, "Hey, can we do this?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." I had no idea what I was doing. And the story began. I took over for Roger Kelly, who was filling in for Bill Kelly, who was on the bench, who was filling in for Jim Richardson, and now Sue Hess is filling in for me. One of my mottos is always leave it better than when you found it. So I think at least the city attorney position was in a better place than when I started. And I know for sure that Sue is going to carry that forward. And you're going to have a long, rich history with her as your attorney, because she's actually smarter than I. So with that, I'm going to get out of here.
All right.
So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Terry
Terry.
knows how to get a hold of me, and there's 3 things to a good meeting, Sue. First is showing up on time. The second is staying awake. Sometimes they get kind of boring. And the third is answer a question if they ask you to. And if you don't know the answer, say, "I'll get back to you tomorrow." That's all you gotta do.
Okay, sounds easy.
All right, Ben, you wear those, you take care of those 2 kids?
Yep, yep,
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Tell, or just tell them that they can stay overnight.
Well, I don't think Sue's gonna bring her son.
Ooh, David locked
They locked
it.
the door. If they want dinner, they better get out.
Your dad left.
Jackson.
Oh my God, sorry. Looks like you had a pretty short agenda. Say hi
Shorter.
to Loris for me. And Luke. Come on, guys. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Thanks, Terry.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
You guys into peanut butter again?
Yes.
Huh? I see him throwing a spoon away.
That's one of them.
You're very welcome.
I had to clean up Buster's bed.
23-0703, staff reports. City manager report, city manager's not here tonight, so we're gonna skip over that. Mayor's report. I just wanted to thank everybody that took part in the Independence Day festivities on July 1st. The people that came down, great turnout. Just want to give a shout out to Public Works Department, Mark, your crew, getting everything set up and down there and broke down for us, and thank you very much. Fire department, you guys had your people present walking through the crowd. I seen that, so that was appreciated. Desiree's not here tonight, but she gets a big shout out. At about 9:35 that night, the fish flies rolled in, and she coordinated with the police department to get the lights turned off. But all in all, it was a great turnout. I thought the fireworks were great. Talking to some of the business owners, they were all happy with the turnout and stuff, and I think it gives us something good to build on for next year. So that's all I have for this evening. Alderperson report, Belkin?
Yeah, I'd just like to say I'd like to welcome the Galena Gazette back. It's good to see him here again. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Bergmeyer?
Yeah, I want to get back, the property, I think it's 310 Greenwood. There was they were supposed to clean up behind the garage. They got 50-gallon drums and stuff. It looks like they just moved some stuff in and then cut the grass close to the street and didn't do anything else. So I know Luke was the one that went up there and told me how to clean it up, and I don't know where they're at now. So apparently they're feuding with somebody else too. So if we can try and get that cleaned up so the neighbor up there doesn't call me again.
Sure.
So
Address that with Luke. Anything else?
that's all,
All
Mayor.
right, thank you. Degenhart?
I don't have anything this time.
Thank you. Fluer? Not here. Meyer?
I don't have anything.
Thank you. Roby?
Yeah, I got a couple things. First of all, I'd like to ask Joe Heim. Joe, do we need to address a burn ban with as dry as it is and people lighting off these fireworks yet and
We don't have any control over that. That's gotta come down from the state.
from the state?
The city may be able to adopt an ordinance. I'm not positive on that.
Okay.
That some city attorney can look into, but I know back in 2012 or 2014, the county fire chiefs got together and decided that they were gonna do it. And we were able to do it, or we did it, but we found out later that we really weren't able to do it. So I think the city may be able to do that, and we, as an ordinance, and then I can put it out, but, I know there's some things in there that when we did it, it wasn't just something that the fire departments could do, so.
Okay.
So, but the city may be able to do it as an adopted ordinance, and then we can decide when, if we need to.
I have another question for you. Neighbors burning large burns. What do you do? Just call the fire department?
Like, what are you talking?
Like, the flames are over my house and he lives below me?
Yeah, you can just call the fire department.
Okay.
The way the law reads is they can only burn what grows on their property. So you can't, I mean, they can have a recreational fire, but you
Right.
can't burn garbage, you can't burn anything like that. You can only burn Class A wood products, and basically if you're gonna do, recreational burn's gonna be,
A fire pit or,
fire pit or whatever. But burning burning the other stuff it has to be stuff that grows on your property.
okay,
And then, the other thing is they are required to put it out if there is a complaint made or a concern made based on medical condition, things like that.
okay.
And the other part of that, Joe, is they can't burn anything in the street either, can they?
No, it has to be,
On their property? Okay,
And I believe, I'd have to go back and look, but I believe there is, I believe we adopted part of it in the ordinance underneath the fire department part of it. I'd have to look. I believe it's adopted that there is, for recreational fires, a setback from any buildings and what, can be burned and stuff like that.
okay. One other thing I have, I got a call from Luke and he addressed some of the street storage, but we still have a car parked up on Clarendon that's been there several weeks. I think it's an Avalanche, a black Avalanche. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Jeff? By the old Lewis house?
Yeah, I don't know if that person works out of town and lives there. I don't know if he lives there with them.
Well, it's plated in Iowa.
I know, but I see that a lot in East Dubuque anyway. Yeah.
Okay. And then there's some cars on Sherwood Hill. There's a red truck and another little car. And there's a white car that's actually on blocks and has been for several months down on Wisconsin Avenue. It's a little white car. If we could address that, please. That's all I have.
Thank you. City Attorney Hess?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Police Chief Kovacic isn't here. Public Works Director, Mark
Just
Fluor.
a few Next week, we will be working on pressure reducing valves here in town. I think we need to get a letter out, and I'll talk to the girls tomorrow about this. Get a letter out to all the businesses on Main Street. It's gonna affect Main Street mostly. And that's gonna be the week of the 17th, be next Monday. And then up on Wisconsin Avenue. So, and then they started work on the water tower again. They're gonna start to put some pipe in the ground.
What kind of time frame do you think, like
It's gonna
during the
take
day?
Probably a week for sure.
But as far, it would be the whole solid morning time?
No, it's probably gonna be a couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's if everything goes smooth. We've been checking, some valves already, making sure that they're working and that, they're cleaned out, and we can get on them, so, there'll be water interruptions for that week.
Sounds good.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Chief Heim?
We were notified by the chemical plant, they're going to fund our SCBA compressor. So, that's a nice chunk of change, close to $50,000. So, we are back up and running with that. SCBAS out of Peoria came in and put in a loaner compressor for us, so we're good to go with our breathing air now, again. In September, we got, the insurance services office is gonna be here for inspection for our fire rating, so we're working on that stuff. Thanks to Mark and the city group for getting the hydrants tested for us, so we got the flows for that. The fire department will be going out within the next couple of weeks. We have 13 areas that we gotta do a system test where we gotta, check static and residual pressure on a bunch of different hydrants in that area, but we can do that, so.
All right. Thank you. Item 23-0704, speakers from the floor.
Got the list?
First speaker this evening, Tony Kepler. Yep.
Is the mic on, Tony? Is the little light on?
Hello? Yes. So thank you. As you may know, St. Mary's School is closed, and the daycare is moving to a new location at the end of summer. And St. Mary's Finance Committee has been working to design a plan to repurpose the school and ultimately to begin a capital campaign, about a 2-year campaign to restore it. As a background, the entire building is about 32,000 square feet. One plan we are considering is paring it down to 18,000 square feet by refurbishing the portion of the building that has a basement foundation under it all the way up to the second floor, which would be 3 levels. A new roof, windows, heating and cooling. As a reference, if you were to look at the front of the building, and I do have blueprints if anyone's interested, we would be removing the left or the south wing that houses the ground floor and second floor classrooms, about 14,000 square feet, as we have no need for this much space. The plan for the remaining building will be to create classrooms and a meeting space at the basement level, which has a walkout access, which is about 8,000 square feet. The main floor would house the parish offices and the gymnasium slash what may become the event center, which is another 8,000 square feet. The second floor would remain at about 2,000 square feet and could possibly be used by others. St. Mary's Parish does require a dedicated space for religious ed, essentially one night a week, and a gathering space for funeral dinners and wedding receptions. But much of the time, this space would be available for others to use. The question for the city is, does the city have a need for space now or in the future that we could plan together for? Is there a development in the area that we should be concerned about with our plans? And also, the plan to remove 14,000 square feet could be changed if there was a purpose for it. Something like a city rec center or a temporary police station or something. I have no clue. That's all I have. If you have any questions.
Anybody have any questions for Tony?
Tony called me the other day, and I told him to come to the meeting and explain what's going on. So, that's why he's here.
That's why I'm here, yeah. And if you want to call later or whatever, I don't know how these things work exactly, so.
Well, we'll share your information, and make it public knowledge, for other places, if there are businesses too that might be interested in taking some of your space, and we'll look at, we can look at it. But, yeah, I mean, that's usually how it works.
And Tony, the other part, the school is not for sale anymore, right?
Well, never say never. There's nothing that isn't for sale at some price. So, but it kind of stalled out for a number of reasons. But I wouldn't completely rule it out. But it's not really in the that's not in the plan at the moment, barring something falling into our lap.
So rough estimate, what do they figure it's gonna cost to renovate that?
Well, if
Rough estimate.
yeah, sure, 2 to 2.5 million, probably, for 18,000 square feet, and it could be way off.
I know when Linda had it all broke down, when she was looking to purchase it. Randy and I was up there January when Jamie and I forget who the other guy was come in, and she had everything down to the nickel.
She did what?
She had it right down to the nickel. She had all the estimates and everything.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
She couldn't work out a deal with you.
No, it didn't turn out to be that way, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Mike, I think we're just gonna hold off with you until number 8. You would put down yourself as a speak tonight, but we'll have it on your item.
Who's next on there?
It's Mike Rudin from Origin, but he's an agenda.
He's on the agenda.
Yep. All right, 23-0705 consent agenda.
Still moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, Fleur, Meyer,
Aye.
and Roby.
Aye.
All right, on to new business. Items 23-0706 and 23-0707 are going to have to be tabled because our city manager is not present this evening.
So moved.
We don't have to. Do we need to do roll call for that?
For those.
Yeah, for tables, I think so.
Table it, you got
No, we'll do them one at a time then. 23-0706.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
sorry, we need a motion, sorry.
Oh.
Yep, we need a motion.
Randy made a motion, I'll second.
Okay,
Roll call.
okay, Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Fleur, Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
and Belkin.
Aye.
23-0707, discussion and approval of new contract dated July 10th, 2023 for city manager. We need a motion to table it.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Dagenhart.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Roby.
Aye.
Belkin.
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
23-0708, discussion and possible action to approve an amendment for East Dubuque Fire Station Engineering Agreement in the City of East Dubuque. Mike Rudin from Origin Design.
You do have in your packet a contract for the fire station, and it would replace the contract that you previously signed on the first day of April of 2021. And the reason behind the contract replacement is the construction documents for the fire station have been sitting on the shelf now for over 2 years. And so what this contract says is we're going to do a code search, and we're going to determine if any of the codes have changed. And if the codes have changed, then we're going to have to identify what has changed and then update all of the drawings before they can go out for bid. Now, you may ask me, what is it going to cost to do this upgrade or this code search, and I'm not going to be able to tell you. And so the contract reads right now that you would be paying hourly for the code search and then hourly to make changes to the drawings. Now, if the code has changed substantially, I will call back and tell you, you know, it's changed substantially and it's going to be X amount of dollars to make all of the changes. Now, it's changes to all of the documents, so it could impact the architectural, the civil drawings, which structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. So they all may be impacted. I had one of the architects in the office do a quick search to see if the codes have changed. And we know that the IBC has changed, and we understand that the energy code has changed. So it may impact these documents, to have these documents updated. Now, the rest of the contract then is for bidding and negotiation and construction administration. So those dollars have changed as an increase in our bill rates have gone up, of course, since the time of the signing of the original contract. And there's another little caveat with this. We're trying to get all of this information submitted to the USDA grant, and they're looking for a cost estimate by August 1st, which unfortunately puts you under the gun and me under the gun to try to get this done. And we're still not guaranteed that the USDA can get all of this stuff reviewed in time for us to beat the rate change, the interest rate change. But we're gonna do the best that we can to, you know, prod them along. We don't believe we're gonna have a problem getting our stuff done because of the documents. Even if there's a lot of items to change on the drawings, those drawings won't have to be submitted until like November to go out to bid. So we would bid sometime in November and then accept bids in December or January. Now, I will caution you on these drawings have been sitting, like I said, for over 2 years. If we think that we're not gonna go out for bid in November, I would hate to do all of these changes to these documents and have them sit on the shelf again for maybe 2 years, and then have to do the same thing again in 2 years. So that's what I would caution you on. Don't get me wrong, we're happy to do it and get it done. If there's any doubt.
Can I ask a question?
It's gonna depend on, you know, the code, what has changed in the code.
Is there a reason this sat on the shelf for 2 years? Is we didn't move forward with
Boy.
paperwork or?
No, it has nothing to do with paperwork. I think it had to do with the design of the police station and the fire station at the same time and how it was funded. At one time, we looked at trying to reduce some costs between the fire station and the police station. And so it stopped at that point. So I couldn't tell you why we are where we're at today. And it's, you know, the energy code and the IBC change. I mean, it might be significant to change the documents.
All right, any other questions for Mike?
What are the chances we could get this done and get it out for bid by November?
Oh, very good. I mean, to change the documents, we cheated a little bit and we started looking at the code a little bit, but we've not done the full code search. And we know that there's a couple of things in the code change that may have a significant cost, but we're gonna try to work around those. We did another fire station where something similar has happened, and the code change required a FEMA shelter inside the fire station. That would be a significant change to the documents. So we would have to, let's just say that we do that and we make that change to the documents. You have to look at the current floor plan, and we hope that we wouldn't change anything, but we would select one of those rooms depending on the size, if it meets all of the requirements set forth by the code. And then we would design that thing to meet the FEMA shelter. They're very expensive. You basically have to have a car fall on top of the thing and be able to withstand that. And then any of the mechanical system may possibly have to be separated. So that thing can operate while you have a tornado or an event happening. So again, I can't tell you what room, I can't tell you much more than that. We've done a couple of schools where we were able to have one of the municipalities not adopt that section of the code. I don't know if that's possible. Again, we have not gotten that far into it, so I don't know.
All right, if no further discussion, we need a motion to approve an amendment for the East Dubuque Fire Station Engineering Agreement.
So moved.
Roll call?
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart.
23-0709, discussion and possible action to appoint Robin Pearson and Justin Taylor to the zoning board in the city of East Dubuque.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Roll call?
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart.
23-0710, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase of a new copy machine for City Hall. When I was looking this over in your packets, it shows what the cost is if we purchase it outright, and then if we continue with the lease. And our agreement, I was informed, goes till November. So my recommendation is that we table this and
Put it out.
and solicit it out for another bid rather than just keeping with one person.
I'll motion to approve.
All right, so we have the motion to table it.
Table.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, and Meyer.
23-0711, discussion and possible action to approve IEPA loan 17-4205, disbursement number 14, in the amount of $20,326.50, including Caldwell Tanks pay application number 8 in the city of East Dubuque. We need a motion for that.
Second.
Roll call?
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
and Roby.
Aye.
23-0712, executive session for personnel matters. Need roll call?
Need a motion
Motion.
first.
Motion.
Still move.
Second.
Roll call.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, Fleur, Meyer, Roby,
Aye.
and Belkin.
Aye.
All right, 23-0713, discussion and possible action on matters discussed in executive session in the city of East Dubuque. I need a motion to terminate the current contract of city manager Loris Herrig for just cause.
I'll make the motion to terminate city manager for just cause under absenteeism and insubordination.
Second.
Roll call.
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer. Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
and Dagenhart.
All right, 23-0714, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Everybody.
Roll call.
All at once.
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, and Fleur.
All right.